going on, y'all? My name is Kaj. Welcome back to another video. Today I'm doing another tier list. Last week I did the legend, so this is going to be all the weapons in the game right now. Go ahead, leave your thoughts on the list in the comments down below. I'm going to reply to all the comments. And if you saw the ranking everything video I did like maybe a month ago, I changed a little bit from what I did then. It's more or less the same. There's just like a couple of guns that moved up and down, so it's not going to be too different, but it's just like kind of what I'm at right now, which is like what I think of every weapon. And yeah, if you want to see more Apex content, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, leave a like on the video. Also go ahead and subscribe to the streaming channel. Stream on there Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, and then videos go up on here Wednesdays and Saturdays. And then I'm gonna try to start doing like 3, maybe 4 videos a week, so I'll add some days in there as well. But that is it for right now. So yeah, without any further ado, let's get started. So first I have, S through D tier. D tier is pretty obvious. There's no more hammer points, so where is it? The beak. P20 and beak in the D tier. I mean, I don't think anyone's gonna argue with that. But now I'm just gonna go from left all the way to right. So 301 is an S tier. I mean, it's the most consistent gun in the game. I mean, it's been S tier since it came out pretty much, and it's always going to be there. I feel like the alternator is like an A tier. It does fry, but like it's just the time to kill is a little bit slow, but it is pretty easy to use, which is always going to be the benefit of it. I still have this old picture of just a random bow, but it's the bow check. It's still an S tier gun. They nerfed it down to 60 damage. It still hits like a truck, and it's ridiculous. Like that, if you played season 9 before they nerfed it, like it was hitting 70, and like it was basically a quiet sentinel. So it still almost is, to be honest. But the charge rifle, I have it in A tier. Not good to use at close range at all, so that's its downfall. But like, it's a crutch. It's a complete crutch. It's the easiest gun to use in the game. I mean, it's hit scan. There's no bullet drop, no bullet travel, none of that. Just a little bit of tracking and you can hit them. It's really just the easiest thing in the world to use. The devotion is A tier just because of how hard it can be to find a turbocharger. With and without it though, or even without it, it's still really good. I don't know why people trash on it so much. You just have to pre-fire a little bit, or even if you can't, you can usually still get it off in certain situations if you have cover. The Eva, I had it in B tier last time, but I think I had it in A tier. But I'm thinking about putting it in S tier. The only reason I would keep it in A is just because you have to find a blue or better bolt for this thing to be just like godly. With a purple bolt, it can fire so fast, and you're doing like 50 a shot. You can down people really quick, but without the bolt, it is a struggle. So I think it's gonna stay in A tier. G7, A tier. I mean, it's good close range. It's really good medium to long range. That's where, I mean, it used to be a sniper, if you remember that. Now then it was an AR, and now it's a marksman rifle. So I mean, yeah, it's always going to be just like the medium range kind of pressure gun. But I mean, it has good hip fire for close range, but it's not like 301. You can't just like rely on it close range. Like, and 301 can do perfectly fine from any range, especially since it has anvil. But G7, it's just going to be an A tier for me. The Havoc, I think it's an S tier. With or without a turbocharger, I mean, once you start firing, it has a high rate of fire and high damage, and the recoil got reduced. So, I mean, once you learn to control the recoil on the Havoc, it becomes unstoppable pretty much. And you find a turbo, then it's even more unstoppable. So I think I'm going to keep it in S tier. Hemlock is B tier. I mean, it's good, but it's going to get outshined and outgunned by a 301, a Havoc, a G7. Like, I'm not taking it over any of these guns. I would take it over a charge rifle, but that's just because I hate using the charge rifle. Like I said, it's a crutch, so I just never touch it. But yeah, Kraber is S tier. Not too much to say about that. L-Star is like, in arenas, it is like the go-to gun for a lot of people, just because you don't have to reload it all. But also, I don't know why they mentioned this in the intro. This is for arenas and BR combined, just like an in general list. But it's really good in arenas, but honestly, I still have it in B tier. Like, I think I had it in C last time, so I moved it up to B. It can like down people really quick, but the thing is the bullet flare, like you can't see with the iron sights. It's impossible to see while you're shooting. So yeah, that's why I got it there. Longbow is C tier. I mean, you can use it, but I mean, it's just the worst sniper in the game, obviously. I mean, it does low damage, decent rate of fire, and I mean, and it takes some skill to use. I mean, it has bullet drop, has bullet travel, and I mean, you're doing all of that like precise aim just to hit 55, or what is it, maybe like 90 to 100, because they took Skull Piercer out, so they just buffed the headshot damage. But yeah, it's just going to be in C tier. Massive is B tier. I had it in C last time. I think I was like a little underestimating it. I just haven't been using it, but I've been picking it up lately just because I can't find the Peacekeeper sometimes, and it still hits like 88, which is still really good. And I mean, it's not ever gonna be my first option again, but I mean, it's still a good gun to pick up if you can. PK is S tier. I mean, this is the shotgun that's hitting 100. I think it's like 111. Yeah, something like that. I think it's like 111 or maybe 101, but you can take off someone's shield in one shot with a PK, and that's just invaluable. A Prowler is also S tier. I mean, it's a buffed heirloom gun. You can do auto fire and a 5-round burst. Both of them are really good. So, I mean, you really can't lose with a Prowler. I mean, I don't always pick it up just because like, we know it's strong, it just doesn't feel like it. It's kind of doing more good than you know when you use it, kind of. That's how I see it. 99 is also S tier. I mean, it has a really fast time to kill. The damage is like low on it, but I mean, the fire rate is so fast that it makes up for it, and it beats out the alternator. It'll beat out Eva. It's really just about hitting your shots. I mean, it's hard to control it with the recoil and the high rate of fire. And then the that's like a C tier gun. I mean, it's doable. It's a fun gun to use, but it's not viable late game. I mean, it just doesn't hit hard enough. It has a decent fire rate, and the recoil isn't bad, but like, you're just gonna get outgunned using a It's just how it is. Same with a repeater. A G7 beats a repeater every time. I mean, yeah, they added that the hop up for close range, which is cool, but like, I mean, if you're gonna use that Shattercast, you might as well use a bow, because the bow can hold 2 hop ups. I forgot to mention that. Shattercaps and tempo. And it just, I don't know, it's only good like strictly medium range. It is good, and that's just way too, there's no versatility there. That's the problem with it. Sentinel, A tier. I mean, the fire rate is a downfall, but it is a bolt action, and they added the hop up to when you put the up tempo, when you put that on the Sentinel, you can fire it like twice as fast. And if you're hitting 70, or you hit a headshot, you hit like 130, it can be really strong. And close range is just about quick scoping pretty much. I mean, I only run like up to a 3A hex or maybe a 2x4 on it, or sometimes I'll just take the sight off and use iron sights. The iron sights on it are really good, really easy to use in my opinion. So I mean, if I'm using a sniper, I'm using a Sentinel basically. Spitfire is an S tier. I mean, they said they nerfed it. No, they didn't. The recoil is exactly the same. It's super easy to use. The damage got nerfed and back to where it was before, and people still complain about it. But my thing is, it has the same damage as it did pre-nerf. Like before the nerf that made it where like everyone was using it and everyone was complaining, this is where it was at damage wise. So it was like this for a while and no one paid attention. Then they buffed it and everyone went crazy about it, and people were just still using it, realizing that it's still strong. But I mean, yeah, I mean, it made me realize how strong it was too. So I mean, I can't even talk, I guess. Flatline though, higher damage, higher rate of fire. It's gonna outgun the Spitfire every time. I mean, to me, the Flatline and 301, they've always just been like, not always. Season 4 and up, when they buffed the Flatline, that's when the 301 and the Flatline just became like a trade-off. Like, do you want high damage and lower rate of fire, or do you want low damage and high rate of fire? It just became a trade-off thing. They're really the same gun, just those two differences. You can't go wrong with a 301 or a Flatline at all. Triple take is in the care package. It's a pokey weapon. I mean, it can hit hard. It's also decent up close since it has like the 3-shot thing, and it got buffed to be in the care pack. So yeah, it's an S tier sniper. It's better than the Sentinel. I just like using the Sentinel more. I have more fun with it. The Volt, it's S tier just because of the recoil control, but it doesn't, if shot for shot, it's gonna lose to a 99, but the recoil is a lot easier to control, and I think it's a lot easier to use. Like, medium range, and you can master a 99 to the point where you can use it like a AR kinda, but the Volt, you're gonna get there a lot quicker with it. It's just easier to use, good damage, good rate of fire. I mean, it's still a great gun, and the wingman is like A tier. I mean, the skull piercer is out the game, so you're not hitting 100 on the headshot anymore, but I mean, you're still hitting for 45, which can hit pretty hard, especially if you pick it up early game and everyone has common armor. Taking off 45 of their shield, that's still pretty good. And yeah, you can take any of these guns in the late game. That's the way I'm kind of judging it, or I judged it since we're done. I got S tier is just like top of the line, can't go wrong. A tier is like end game, but you can still upgrade. B tier is just like, you'll be fine, but like it's good to, you know, it's a necessity thing. C tier is like also just like necessity of a gun, of any gun, literally any gun. And then D tier is just like, I mean, you have it, but you're probably not going to do much with it at this point. So yeah, let me know what you think about the list in the comments. I'll reply to all of them. And yeah, go leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel and to the streaming channel. Link is going to be in the description. Also join my Discords. When I say when I go live, you can go to self roles and give yourself the content notice, and then I'll add everyone who gives himself that role. I add them when I post a video or I go live on stream. So yeah, with all that said, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.